Hello, I am SquidofLove, welcome back. Today we will start taking a better look at the weapons that are available in Star Citizen at the moment, weapons that we can get and equip on our vessels. We will take a look at their stats and how they perform actually in combat, and we will try to determine to find out which one of these are the best to invest into. We are going of course to focus on the weapons that are available on the electronic access part of the store in the official site of RSI. These are weapons that you can read by using rec. It is very simple to obtain these weapons by simply playing the game. There are of course other weapons available in the game, but they come with certain ships, so in order to acquire them and use them in your other vessels, you will have to buy these certain ships or these certain ship packages. It is not very easy to acquire them. The weapons in Star Citizen in general are distinguished by their size, and the weapons available in the electronic access part of the store are from size 1 to size 4. We are gonna start this mini-series of checking the weapons of Star Citizen with checking the size 1 weapons today, and these are the M3A Laser Cannon, the 9 series Longsword, the NN13 Neutron Gun, the CF007 Bulldog repeater, and the Omnisky III. So let's go ahead and take a good look at these weapons and see what are their stats and their capabilities. Before we go ahead and take a good look at these 5 size 1 weapons, it will be nice to talk a bit more about the weapons in Star Citizen in general, and they are not only distinguished by their size but also by the way they are functioning. So we have energy weapons and ballistic weapons and some other categories like neutron guns. Energy weapons are better against the shields of your target, and they have the fastest projectile speed, while ballistic weapons have better range and they are the best to use against the hull of your targets. At the moment, ballistic weapons can penetrate the shield of your enemy, and this is why they are preferred in combat loadouts. But this is going to change in the future. RSI wants to make energy weapons good against shield mostly, and ballistic weapons good against hull only, so it will be nice to have a mixed loadout in order to maximize your potential. Also, you have to remember that the game is still under development, so the stats we are going to see and the way they are going to behave, these weapons, can and will probably change in the future. So let's go ahead and start with the M3A Laser Cannon, which is actually the size 1 weapon with the fastest projectile speed, which is at 2.7 km per second. It has a decent range at 20-25, and its damage per burst is 50, while its damage per second is at 166.67. Thanks to its decent damage per burst and of course the speed of the projectile, the M3A Laser Cannon is a quite nice option to deal damage to your enemies. And of course another thing that is very important with weapons is how fast they overheat, what is their power consumption. The M3A Laser Cannon has a low power consumption, and you can see that it doesn't overheat very fast, so it will be easier to continue firing at your targets for longer period of time until you can destroy them or you can force them make an error. The next weapon we are going to see is again a laser weapon, the CF007 Bulldog repeater. It has a very good projectile speed like the previous one at 2650 meters per second. Its range is better than the M3A Laser Cannon at 2385. Its damage per burst is very low, only 17, but in order to compensate for this low damage it has a very high rate of fire, and this is why its DPS is at 155.83. As you can see, the CF007 Bulldog repeater has an insanely high rate of fire, and this is why it can achieve such a good damage per second despite its low damage per burst. Also, in combination with its very fast projectile speed, it is quite easy to hit your targets. The main problem of the CF007 Bulldog repeater is the fact that it overheats faster than the M3A Laser Cannon, and this is because of the very high rate of fire. If you keep firing with it, if you keep spamming it, eventually you will overheat your weapons and you won't be able to use them. And the last size 1 laser weapon is the Omnisky III Laser Cannon. It has a very good projectile speed, 2.5 km per second. It has the best range out of the 3 size 1 laser weapons at 2500 meters. Its damage is at 55 damage per burst, and its damage per second is at 165, so its stats are quite similar to the stats of the M3A Laser Cannon. The Omnisky III seems to be the most balanced laser weapon, size 1 laser weapon. It has a very good range, actually the best range out of all the size 1 laser weapons, and its damage is quite similar to the damage of the M3A Laser Cannon. Its major problem is that it overheats faster than the M3A Laser Cannon, but if you can hit your targets, if you can connect your hits and kill them fast enough, this won't be a real problem. Before we go ahead and take a look at the only size 1 ballistic weapon, we are gonna take a look first at the NN13 Neutron Cannon. It is somewhat an energy weapon. It is an energy weapon, but a different category because of the stats and the way it behaves in combat. The NN13 Neutron Cannon, as you can see, has a slower projectile speed than the laser weapons at 1.7k meters per second, and its range is very, very short. 935 meters only, so you have to be very close to your target in order to hit with these weapons. But if you manage to hit with these weapons, the damage is amazing. 138, the best damage of all size 1 weapons. 184 the DPS. The NN13 Neutron Gun is a hard weapon to use, especially if you are a new player in the game, not only because of the short range, but also because of the low projectile speed. You have to be very careful, you have to be patient and precise with your shots in order to destroy your targets. But if you manage to hit with the NN13 Neutron Gun, then your targets are gonna die very fast, they are gonna melt. Another problem is that you will have to close the distance to your next target as fast as possible. This will give them enough time to fire at you, enough shots to kill you maybe, and it overheats very fast, the fastest from all size 1 weapons because of the massive energy payload, and this is also something that will create problems. And last but definitely not least is the only size 1 ballistic weapon, the 9-series Longsword. It has the slowest projectile speed, 1.6 meters per second, k meters per second. It has the best range though, 5,120 meters, and its damage per burst is quite decent at 42. Another thing that I didn't mention for ballistic weapons is that they require ammo. So if you run out of ammo, you will not be able to fire with them. The 9-series Longsword may have the best range out of all size 1 weapons, but because of its low projectile speed, it is easy to miss if you are far from your target. So it is best to be somewhat close to your target in order to be sure that you are gonna hit them and not miss them. The damage though is good, the damage per burst is quite good, and because of its quite good, decent rate of fire, you can have a very nice DPS and destroy your targets fast, if you can hit them that is. And of course it overheats faster than other size 1 weapons, and this is gonna be one more problem if you want to use this ballistic 9-series size 1 weapon. So these were the 5 size 1 weapons that are available for you to rent with Rec, and as you can see, each one of these weapons has its own stats, its own characteristics, and behaves in a different way in combat. You can say that it has its own personality. It's really hard to say get this one weapon over the other because they are totally different from each other and maybe they suit different playstyles. You could try them all, but let's try and talk about them, which one will be better. Obviously the NN13 Neutron Gun and the 9-series Longsword ballistic weapon will be somewhat hard to use, especially if you are new to the game, and this is because of the low projectile speed. The NN13 Neutron Gun also because of the range it has. They also overheat fast, so it will require some practice in general in Star Citizen and combat in order to become better with them and use them. They are a nice option, especially the Neutron Gun if you like shotgun-like weapons, and the ballistic 9-series Longsword if you want to go straight for the hull damage and ignore the shields, but this is gonna change in the future. Out of the other 3 laser weapons, the Omnisky III seems to be quite balanced. It has similar damage to the M3A Laser Cannon, but it overheats faster, so if you can't hit your targets, this is something that will create problems to you. You will spend most of your time waiting for your weapons to cool down, and that's not really good. I do like the CF007 Bulldog repeater because of its insane rate of fire. Because of this insane rate of fire, it overheats faster, but it gives you some time to spam shots at your target and confuse them. Then you can use other stronger weapons that you have combined on your vessel with this CF007, but if you go only with CF007 you have to be careful not to spam them too much. So it seems like the M3A Laser Cannon is the best option because it has enough damage per burst and a very good DPS and doesn't overheat very fast. So it seems like it is a very good friendly weapon to use, M3A Laser Cannon. It will allow you to do some mistakes and learn how to become better in combat in Star Citizen. Of course you can use them all and choose the one that suits your playstyle the most. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm SquidofLove and I will see you next time. Bye bye.